Okay.
So if someone's watching Elizabeth for the first time, Elizabeth has Elizabeth Elias Consulting, and she is a dear friend from the Junior League, and I'm also a client of Elizabeth Elias Consulting, meaning she cleans out my closet, she picks out all of my clothes, she picks out my shoes. I mean, basically, I can't do anything without her. If I make a deviation from script, I text her to make sure it's okay. But most importantly, she does it in a way that doesn't make you feel insecure, even though she's always beautiful and glamorous, and she's real and authentic and has the best heart and is a good mom. So in honor of Mother's Day, happy Mother's Day. But today she's going to teach us how to feel a little more fancy while we're social distancing at home. And you're in Blanco today.
Yes. So I didn't realize you, Leslie, you were talking to Kimberly. I was like, oh, you should. I'm actually in Blanco for the weekend, and I've been trying to rig to find the right spot to do this.
Well,
it took me a little bit more time than I'd like to admit. So we got it. It's kind of tricky, like getting the right lighting and at the right, because I usually like to stand up and do this. But anyway, I'm so happy to be with you guys. Cheers, by the way. Does everyone have a drink?
Cheers.
No? Okay, awesome. Okay, awesome. Is that a shot?
It's nail polish.
Oh, nail polish. Okay. So I don't even know how we started talking about this. I actually just recently did a blog about how to be stylish at home, because I don't know about, I'm sure everyone seems to be so over the coronavirus and what we've been doing day in and day out. And so going to be at home, that doesn't mean that we have to stay in our sweats and our workout clothes all day. And I do realize that there are some days that we do that. And so I just wanted to kind of talk about small shifts that you can make in your day in and day out, so you can feel like you're stylish at home, or if you are Holly Priestner, you call it fancy at home. So I'm just going to give you a couple of tips of things that I like to live by and my mindset with this. And like most of these, please raise your hand or chime in if you have any questions along the way. So first of all, I like to pretend that I am Mrs. Roper. Did any of y'all watch Three's Company? And really admire her caftans and her house dresses. Inspiration. I'm trying to channel Mrs. Roper and what I'm wearing at home. And the thing is, I think a lot of people get dressed for other people, for their girlfriends, for other people that they're going to see. And I think it's so important. And same thing with fashion, that you do it for yourself. And I think there's not enough attention about that. And the truth of the matter is when you get dressed, it's an instant mood booster. And Lord knows things are super depressing right now. And so the things I'm going to share today, you guys probably know some of these, but it's just a reminder to take that time to do those small shifts so you can feel really, really great about yourself. So, so my first thing that's like very simple to do is get dressed like something you would wear like you're going out of the house. And so I actually have something on. You guys can't, I don't know. This is like my favorite. This is my go-to, the dress that I have on. I've pretty much been wearing it with everything. I'm going to stand up, see if you guys can see it. It's just, honestly, it's a $20 dress that I found on sale, and I just style it up, and so it makes it feel more fancy. But what I do is I will wear this like I normally would, like I was going out, but instead I just walk around the house barefoot, or I'm wearing some nicer flip-flops, and so it kind of downplays it a little bit. Now, I know I'm not crazy enough to think that everyone wants to dress like this. This is my version, and this is what I like to do. And so your version may look a little bit different, but just an easy way to think about it is, what is something you would wear out of the house, and just kind of downplay that. Another way to think about it is, okay, so if you want to wear something a little bit more casual, like say a white V-neck t-shirt and some jeans, that's like a go-to for me. So what I will do is I'll take that and just add 2 things to jazz it up. So for me, it's probably like, I have a bunch of layered necklaces on right now. It's probably something like that, and then some big hoop earrings. It's not a whole lot, but that instantly jazzes up your look, but you still look casual, but pulled together. So that's an easy way to think about it, just 2 things to kind of take it to that next level. The next thing is something very simple, is just giving yourself 5 minutes. So 5 minutes to get dressed. Everyone on the call might have different circumstances. You're rolling out of bed to jump on a Zoom call for your morning sales call meeting, or you're having to get on for your kids' Zoom call. Whatever it is, I feel like, people are just rolling out of bed and just jumping right to things because we don't have to get dressed. But I think if you get into a habit, I started changing my mornings to, I get up and work out, do my normal breakfast, shower every day, actually get dressed. That does not mean that I get dressed to the nines every day. It varies, but actually just giving yourself that 5 minutes to get dressed and you get into that rhythm, that makes a huge difference. And again, we're going back to, we're doing this to feel good about ourselves and to give ourselves that mood booster. So, okay, so let's talk about some specific, does anybody have any questions? I see there's some chats, but I didn't even read them. Motivated.
No questions so far. We're all being silly.
You are? Okay. Okay, so let's talk about specific pieces that you can, okay, so when I'm getting dressed in the morning, I think about, is there a specific dress I want to wear, or I have a new piece of jewelry and I want to, style that up. And so let's start with pieces that you would wear each day. So first of all, jewelry. So I love to wear tons and tons of jewelry. And I think even though you're not going anywhere, like we said earlier, just you could wear jeans and a t-shirt, but then do lots of jewelry, that instantly makes you feel stylish. And you don't have to be like going anywhere with that. But I realize that's not necessarily everyone's style. Even if you like more of a dainty, minimalist look, you can still do that. I have a lot of friends that aren't even wearing their wedding rings. So, I mean, even just something simple as putting on your wedding ring, maybe some simple hoops. It doesn't have to be big ones, but even just doing a couple of dainty layered necklaces, whatever it is, whatever your style is, just do a little bit more. And you can, whether you're doing that with a dress or you do that with, again, jeans, t-shirts, and shorts. Okay, so I think hair and makeup is like an extension of your outfit. And I think that can really styling. So, yeah, someone else is saying they're not wearing rings. I'm hearing that from a lot of friends. So, okay, so for your hair, have a couple of go-to, like if you don't want to do your hair, you don't want to do the beautiful beach waves that Leslie has, or you're not getting your blowouts or whatever it is, find a couple of sleek, chic looks that are like, so right now I went ahead and did a top knot. I see, who else has, oh yeah, Leslie.
Kimberly does.
Yeah, Kimberly has it. And okay, so that's another idea is if you're really into braids or you do some cute little things that are wrapped around, there's all different types of things. Play around with it. This is a great time to do that. But that's another thing. That's a small thing, but it looks like you put a little effort into it. You don't have bedhead, you rolled out of bed, and you, again, look like you have pulled yourself together and you're fancy at home. Makeup. That's another one. Yeah, fun. Makeup is another one that I think is an extension of your look. So I changed to a red lip, a natural lip, a gloss. I would suggest kind of figuring out maybe 2 things that you want to do to, I mean, I have on makeup today because I knew I was going to be doing this, but most days I'm not wearing makeup. In fact, I love going all weekend without makeup. But during the week, what I'm doing is I will either do my brows and then a lip gloss, sometimes mascara, but if I just do 2 small things that give me a little bit, just kind of enhance my look, that makes a difference. That all blends in with making yourself feel good about yourself and just kind of enhancing your look. So again, whatever works for you. I've really been focusing on my skin and extra hydration because I am not doing my regular makeup. And so really just taking care of that skin right now. So yeah, Kimberly, I totally agree. That's just a small thing. She just said, for some reason, when I put mascara and lips go on, I feel so much better. So that's what all of this is. And I guess what I'm here to encourage you guys to do is don't feel like you have to do the full blown get dressed to the nines that maybe you were doing before. Just a little bit goes a long ways. And then also just kind of thinking about different types of clothing that you can be comfortable in all day and no matter what you're doing. So the next thing I want to talk about are dresses. Dresses are my go-to. I've always loved dresses. I've never been a big shorts person. And being a mom with young kids, you have to be kind of all over the place. Dresses are just more comfortable for me. And I still try to find dresses that work for me to do that and be active. They're also really great right now because we're getting into the heat of the summer, and they can be really airy if you find the right dresses. And so I think that's a really great piece that you can wear if you are hanging out at home, but kind of try to find the ones that that you can do all the things that you want to do. So maybe not the shortest dress, not the tightest dress. I personally love maxi dresses, super flowy skirts. I have a kimono that I wear that makes me feel extra fancy. Can you guys hear me? It just says the internet connection is unstable.
Keep going. It happens.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay, awesome. Okay, well, I was saying I have a kimono that I wear, and I will wear it with jeans and a t-shirt, but then I'll throw on some hot pink slides, and that, again, that makes me feel really great. So those are a couple of things that really just make a huge adjustment in my mood. So, okay, so I'm wearing jeans a lot too. What I would just say, if you are a jeans or shorts type of girl, maybe try to elevate it by wearing a nicer shirt. It doesn't have to be a silk shirt. It doesn't have to be, a button up, long sleeve, whatever it is. What I would say is just think about something that's comfortable. I tend to choose something a little bit brighter because I like bright colors, but something that's cheerful. And so if you're going to pair that with that's just an easy way to kind of shift a very casual piece like jeans and shorts. Okay, so skirts. I think I kind of touched on this earlier, but I'm really into the midi, flowy, accordion pleat skirts. A really fun way to do a dressy casual look of that is to do the skirt, some type of graphic tee, and then some sneakers. So you're still casual because you have the tee, you have sneakers on. It's super functional, but by adding, that flowy skirt, it feels like it's super jazzed up, and I instantly feel like I'm just really fancy all of a sudden. So that's an easy way to do a casual look with a skirt. Okay, so the last one I'm going to touch on is athleisure. How many of you I see some, yes. Yeah, I think I realize that's the reality for most people. So again, like all these things that we've talked about, if you are going to do that, I would just say do a couple of things to elevate your look. So maybe add on a couple of pieces of jewelry, whether it's a dainty necklace, and then maybe just do your face a little bit. And like Kimberly said, doing mascara or lips that makes you feel like, okay, I did this athleisure look on purpose. Like this is my style look, and I have some pride in what I'm doing. So I think That's just the important thing, that we do all of this for ourselves. I know I've said this over and over. The last thing I'm going to touch on is don't be afraid to jazz up your PJs. I just started doing this, I don't know, a few weeks ago. On Saturday and Sunday mornings, my husband and I get up, we drink coffee. It's a very slow start. We watch the news, we sit on our back porch, we're just kind of lounging, and then it's family pancakes, and it just kind of like goes through lunch. Sometimes we'll have brunch. And so I'll get up, brush my teeth, kind of pull my hair up. And then I recently got this really great bow. It's like a brooch bow. And so I just like, I'll get up and like, I'm getting dressed for the day, but I'm still in my PJs. And so I've just started accessorizing my PJs, and then I'm still comfortable, but I feel really great and casual. So I've done that a couple of times, and that feels really great. And so I think the important thing is that we're at home, experiment with your look. It doesn't have to be like the most pulled together look, but just play around with it and kind of find maybe some new casual go-to options. So any questions about any of those things? Oh, Holly, I've also been throwing on my denim jacket if meetings and workouts run too close together. Yeah, that's a great thing. So it just kind of jazzes it up and no one has to know, right?
So one of the things that Kimberly put in the chat box earlier is, can you give us some shopping tips? You know what, as you were talking about the earrings, so Elizabeth helped me plan for a really random detailed trip last year, and we even just got these, like, they were fake gold hoops that were super light. I've been wearing them to work meetings, and randomly enough, it's male coworkers who are like, oh my god, you look amazing today, just because of the earrings. And so you're talking about accessorizing. That's made a difference, because normally I just wear my studs. But Kimberly's wondering, like, where do we go find these things? Or, you know, from accessories to dresses to skirts, graphic tees, what do we need to be doing?
Okay, so I think here's the important thing. Most of my clients aren't shopping right now. So I think the whole point of everything that I'm sharing today is not to make you feel like you have to run out and go buy a bunch of things, but rather to encourage you to kind of mix and match what you have. I have actually already sourced some of the types of things that I've talked about. So dresses that are light and airy, skirts that are flowy. So in my follow-up email, I will link all of that. And I will also link some earrings, some inexpensive, like I bought something the other day. It was a $15 pair of white sunglasses that are cat eye. And so I don't want to go and buy very much right now, but that one little thing, and now I'm wearing it with everything, and it makes me feel really great. So I think like even the hoop earrings, like Holly had mentioned, if you buy something and you think about it's like a smart thing to add in, and even if it's only $20, hopefully that gives you a mood boost and that elevates your look, and you can wear it multiple different ways. So yes, I can certainly do that.
Your Instagram is Elizabeth Elias Consulting, correct?
Yes. And I will also, when I do the follow-up email, I'll put all of that there so you can follow me there. But yeah, I've been doing a lot. Like I went today to Beehive. They opened in Westlake, and I did a try-on session with, and they have tons of stuff, so inexpensive and great pieces that you can just wear around the house. And I have that linked to my Instagram account right now, where to go shop those looks that I posted on my Insta stories this morning. So yeah, I'm constantly posting stuff like that. And I think the important thing is you don't have to spend a lot. I mean, like I told you guys, this dress I got for $20. And I think the key is to just style it up and put your own twist on it. So
what other questions?
Rosemary is saying the worst part is I have so many accessories and they are just sitting there. So, okay, that's a great point. I think that's what I was saying earlier. Now is a really great time to experiment with different types of looks. So I always like to tell people, if you have, so let me give you an example. I always recommend bootcut jeans, and most people are so used to skinny jeans. They're like, oh, that feels so old. But if you're trying out a new style, I always like to say, take it out for a test run. Just kind of like, test it out. And so I used to say you would go to your favorite neighborhood restaurant and just wear it there and see how you feel. Like, do you, are people complimenting you? Are they paying attention to you? And again, it's not about other people, but if you're just trying to warm up to that, that's how I typically do it. So in this instance, maybe you take it for a test drive on a Zoom call or a FaceTime, or what is it, house party that everyone's doing? You know, do one of those and just kind of see how you feel. And it's the same thing with the hair, the makeup, and, you know, mixing and matching all these pieces. So dust off some of those accessories and try to mix and match in different ways.
Y'all are also quiet.
I know. That's okay. That's totally fine. I'm just going to look and see what everyone said on here. Need the good deals. Yes, don't we all?
Well, so while you're reading the comments.
Do any of you guys have, oh, what?
No, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was just going to say, are any of you guys, do you have any types of obstacles that are not allowing you to feel good about yourself and feel stylish at home? Anything that stops you and taking that extra 5 minutes to get dressed or whatever it is? Nope, y'all are looking fabulous every day, right?
I don't know if this is like what you're asking, but like I used to love, my favorite thing with my outfit was my shoes. And then I hurt my ankle and one ACA year. And I just can't risk being in heels anymore. Not that I'm wearing heels at home anyway, but just even when I am going out. So I have a hard time finding my feeling stylish and flats. And I'm short, so I'm not used to like living in flats.
Totally. Well, I don't have that exact situation, but I've had to shift the last couple of years just because of what I do. I'm either shopping or cleaning out a closet, or I'm super active in what I do, and I want to feel stylish but be comfortable. So the good news is sneakers are all the rage. They're so popular right now, and there's so many fashion forward sneakers. Do you have sneakers on right now, Kimberly? I thought you were about to lean over and like show me your sneakers.
No, I don't even know. I don't wear shoes right now.
Yeah.
Will you put some cool sneaker links in our recap?
Yeah, I will certainly link some of those. And there's, you know, there's so many different ways that you can go with it. I will tell you, like, I have a good pair of white ones and black ones, but some of my favorite ones are leopard print, and then I have some that are all glitter. So there's a lot of different ways that you can go with it. Also, as far as what you were saying about height, there are some that have kind of like a wedge built-in sneaker. So you could do something like that. That might be risky. I don't know if your ankle still gives you problems.
No, that's just how I originally heard it, and I can't risk actual heels again, but I could do a wedge.
So there's some really cute wedge sneakers. So I can certainly, yes, I will link those in the follow-up that I send too. So, and like with anything, there's so many different levels of how you go with that. There's some inexpensive ones, and there's some that are splurges. There's some that are more dressy, and there's some that are more conservative, and some that are like just all glitter, like I mentioned, which would be perfect for Holly.
But do you know what, Kimberly?
She's smiling.
I love the glitter. But even this, I mean, you've known me for a long time, so you've seen me from my super dressy work days where I was wearing 3 to 4 inch heels every day to how my work evolved into flats. I have some really amazing flats that Elizabeth has sourced for me over time that I've even been putting on. I've been putting some of them on during the day right now just because I feel a little bit sassier.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the key, is that it makes you feel really great, and you feel like you can go and conquer all those Zoom calls or whatever you're doing.
Just don't tell Elizabeth that you love your Uggs, okay?
Oh my gosh. Holly, I mean, like, everyone has those in their closet. And I just realized that is like that is my thing that I've never been on board with them, and I'm pretty much the only one, but that's okay. I do like some UGG things, just not the boots that everyone has. I like some, like I have UGG house shoes, just not the boots.
I just laugh because, okay, so random fun fact. I like to wear my Uggs around the house, like my Ugg boots. And my dog, I call them Snickers shoes. And I put them on and he hears me put them on and he gets so excited. Well, every time I do it, all I hear in my head is Elizabeth saying, can we throw those away?
No, I probably said, can
Donate.
I find you something a little bit cuter, but that's still functional, that still serves the same purpose, right?
That's exactly what you said.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, Elizabeth, so I'm curious because I am one of your clients and fretted over a J. Crew sale for about 90 minutes last night. I saw that you're back, out and about sourcing and doing things, shopping for people. At this point in the pivot, what does that look like for you? And I know that your clients range from people like me that I'm bunkered in. The only reason I'm at my parents' is I can stay in the casita and not touch anyone. So you have people like me that are cray cray. You have people that are like, oh, come into my house. How are you making all of this work right now?
Well, if I'm being truthful, none of my clients are shopping right now. I mean, they're just not. I am going out. I just started this week, and honestly, I wanted to go more than I was able to just see, because I think last Friday, one store opened that I like to go to, but most of them just started opening this week because I just wanted to see what it's like. So when my clients are comfortable with it, so I can express what they can expect. And then also just to support those retailers and promote them, because I mean, they've obviously been hit really hard and everyone's having all kinds of sales. I'm sure you guys have seen in the news about Neiman Marcus and J. Crew. They both have filed bankruptcy. I mean, those are two of my favorite stores that I shop out often. So I think it's just, I am ready to shop and to style people, but everyone's different, like you were saying, and their comfort level. And so I'm just going to meet them at where they feel comfortable and when they feel comfortable. And I realize that might take a long time for some people, and that's okay. There's bigger things that are more important than shopping right now, and I realize that. I just continue to produce content, to offer something else, and then also to try to offer tangible steps and things that people can do themselves while they're home and while things are so stressful, and just to kind of give them a boost of their confidence. So I know that's a long answer and you started asking about shopping, but that's kind of the overall picture.
Well, first and foremost, this is why I've always loved you. Your heart is so big that you're wanting to support them and give the rest of us content. Your content's amazing. And don't be surprised if I ask you to spend an hour and I'll pay you to help me figure out sales. But you're right. Like as Stacey's saying, feeling bad about spending money right now when there's so many people that can help and where we can actually work.
Yeah. Okay, so I just saw Stacey's comment about that, and I was shopping a lot before all this happened, like in February and March, and a lot of my clients were going to weddings and all of that's canceled, and people feel guilty. So what I would say is, Holly probably knows this, but so what I encourage my clients to do is to go through their closet to see what wardrobe essentials they have, and to make sure that you are shopping smart and strategically and not reactively shopping. And so what I typically do is go down those lists, check off what you have and then what you need. And then based on what you need, we create a shopping list and then we prioritize it. So if you are someone that has a shopping list of all your basic wardrobe essential pieces, and maybe you haven't done that like I have, but maybe you need a new pair of jeans or a new pair of black pants or a good basic summer sandal. Look at those things, and if there's one or two things that you could add in, now would be the time, because there are crazy sales right now. but I think a lot of people feel like you do, Stacy. So I think if you feel like you're being smart and you're not just shopping for fun, but it's, I really do need a new bra, a new pair of underwear. I mean, there's so many basic, essential, foundational pieces that we don't ever think about. So I would think about it that way. And that would be the best time to add some of those things. And maybe you just do like one piece a month. It doesn't have to be a lot, but at least you're like checking things off and you're getting really great deals. So that's another way to think about it.
So your essentials checklist was I mean, this sounds so silly to you, but to me, it's like, oh, mind blown. You know, at that point in time, I only had one pair of jeans in my closet. And you were like, why do you only have one pair of jeans? But it was, you know, a white cami, a nude cami, a black cami. What are some of the other essentials that people should be focused on? Because you had a really good comprehensive list.
Yes. So, okay, I'll just give you a quick overview. So, a nude and a black cami. A lot of people have white. They don't have nude. That's more important. A white silk blouse, a black silk blouse, a striped tee, something that's versatile, whether it's black or navy, a white button-up shirt. And then I have sweaters on there, although most people aren't shopping for sweaters right now. So, but even just like a basic black cashmere pullover, everyone seems to have every other color, but they don't have a basic black. And if your power colors are not black, then do camel or brown instead. And then as far as your bottoms, you need black pants. You need a good pair of straight or skinny jeans. Bootcut jeans are on that list. White jeans, shorts, and then trousers. So whether that is black or brown or camel, something in that realm. For the dresses, it's little white dress, a little black dress, day dresses. So that is casual dresses, and then also a dressier dress. And I always tell people that this list that I have, it doesn't always apply to everyone's lifestyle. So also within the dresses, I have cocktail dresses, formal dresses, but some people aren't going to those types of occasions, so you alter it. And then I also have a suit, but a lot of people aren't wearing suits in Austin anymore. It's become so casual. Let's see, for coats, jackets, a denim jacket, a blazer, a good wool winter coat, something that's versatile, whether it's black or camel, a trench coat. And then for shoes, think about flats. So some type of ballet flat. It doesn't have to be ballet. It could be like a smoking slipper, but something that's really polished, pulled together, but gives you a flat look, you know, something more comfortable. Sneakers, something a little bit like what we were talking about with Kimberly, a little jazzed up, nice pair of shoes, and then flip-flops, but nicer ones. So not just the plastic or the, you know, whatever the Havaianas that a lot of people wear. So something leather or a nice sandal. A good pair of pumps, whether that's black or nude, formal or cocktail strappy sandals or a pump. Boots or booties, Wellington rain boots, and then cowboy boots, a lot of Texans, but that doesn't work for everyone. And then for your jewelry and your accessories, think about your basics. A diamond stud, pearl, maybe a chandelier statement piece, statement necklaces. Belts are a big one. And it's kind of like the sweaters. I look for a good basic black belt, brown belt, and then I have an animal print in there just for something fun. But everyone seems to have all the other belts except for the very simple ones. I like to recommend a silk scarf, pashmina, sunglasses, Spanx. I know that's not really fun to talk about, but that can be a good foundational pieces. And then I also look at your undergarments as far as your underwear, bras. That's another one. Strapless bras, house shoes, robes. So I really focus on the entire wardrobe, and that was just a quick overview. But I think Spanks are real. We must talk about them. But I think that's the thing that I feel like I get on a soapbox about, is that so many times it's like I have this event and I run out to the store and I go get something. If you just take the time to look at the list, what are the missing holes? And these are pieces that are versatile and make your wardrobe very well-rounded. So you're ready to go for any type of event. And these are things that you should constantly maintain. There are certain things that I have to replace myself. And sometimes I have to remind myself to go back and look at that. But anyway, like I said, I can get on a soapbox about it.
I love that soapbox because it really helped me have them on hand, not have to run out, not have to be reactionary. Stacy also asked a really great question. Where would you recommend checking good sales? And she's on the East Coast. So I know I've been glued to J. Crew's because you and I do a lot of J. Crew together. But regardless of where we are, because not just the people on this Zoom right now, but also the people that RSVP'd and didn't make it or are going to watch the recording, regardless of what state we're in, where should we be looking for the sales?
Well, I would say pretty much don't buy anything right now unless it's on sale, because I mean, pretty much everyone's having something. We're about to hit Memorial Day weekend. See if you can wait until Memorial Day weekend, because there's always sales then. But I would say, I mean, unless it's some of these like costume type jewelry that's like $20 to begin with, those are like that, they're just pretty inexpensive. But you know, I would say whatever your favorite place is, look for a sale. The other thing is, if you're someone that takes the time to shop multiple different sites. So an example I like to recommend, or I say, is in Austin, there's Neiman's, Nordstrom, and then Julian Gold. And while they might all carry the same type of designer shoe brand, they all have different ones. And so my point though about going back and like kind of shopping around is, a lot of these stores, if you're someone that's going to shop all the different channels, they will do price match, and no one wants to lose your business right now. So if you do happen to find whatever it is on whatever site, but you are a loyal Nordstrom person, I would call in and ask them if they could match that, because maybe you have a Nordstrom credit card and you want to use that, whatever that is. So I guess the point though, to back to your question, is most companies are doing sales right now.
So Elizabeth, I have a little bit of an obstacle, but I think you've inspired me to kind of get outside of my box and get up a little bit earlier. But ever since quarantine, I am like not a good sleeper at all. So I've been going to sleep, then I'm up at 2, and then I don't fall asleep again until like 5:50, and then I need to be up in an hour and on a Zoom call for work. So I'm lucky if I get up and put my eye gels on and like get to the Keurig to make a cup of coffee and then get to my desk. And so I think I might even be more engaged if I throw a little jean jacket on and some earrings and remember to take the eye gels off before I turn my camera on. Yeah.
That's reality. And I think that's happening for a lot of people. It's super stressful right now. I was talking about my skin. I mean, a lot of people are breaking out like crazy, where everyone's stressed. If there are a couple of things that you can think about that maybe you practice ahead of time, like your go-to Zoom call, hoop earrings like Holly, those might not be her go-to, but try to figure out ahead of time, because you know that you might get into that pattern. And so also, could you lay something out the night before so you just roll over and it's right there? I mean, I don't know. There's certain things that you can just make it foolproof for yourself, that you know it's going to make yourself feel better. And I don't know what those are. I see you have a cute little hat on. Maybe you have another go-to hat that's you know, like I have lots of baseball caps, but I have one that's a leopard print baseball cap. Or, you know, maybe kind of experiment with some of that stuff. So I think the point is not to feel like you have to go all over the top, but just a couple of adjustments that make a difference for you. So I don't know what that is specifically for you, but just think of it that way is what I would suggest.
Well, and Melissa, let's be real. You nail it on your makeup and your lipstick every day. I have never seen you look anything other than fantastic, and I've known you for 20 years.
Wow. Yeah. Thank you.
I just saw Stacy's. I have to run, but you ladies are awesome. Be fancy. Okay, so have any of y'all had any moments lately where you felt fancy? I mean, we're talking about being stylish, but now let's just call it fancy at home. Because I have one recently that I could share, but I want to know if you guys have had anything that's made you feel really great. No?
I think just putting on like, so sometimes I don't do the makeup until around this time because I'm getting on a social call. And all of a sudden I'm just like even if I'm just doing the dishes, I'm like, I feel different. Why? And it's the makeup. Even though nobody's looking at me and I'm not even looking at me.
You know what, Kimberly, that happens to me too. Some days, so some of the things that I suggested, I've done some of it, and some days I knock it out of the park. But there are some days where I'll get up and I'll just put jeans on, but instead of a white t-shirt, I'll put on a hot pink t-shirt. And then I'll notice maybe at noon during lunchtime, I'll add on some earrings. I'm kind of layering it on. And then I'll have a happy hour with some friends at 5, and then I'll actually put a little, so there's some days that happens to me too. And I think that's okay because, hey, at least you're putting a little bit of effort into it. So there's nothing wrong with that. Sarah Negrini says, I've definitely not been fancy at all, maybe on Sunday. We don't see your face on here, Sarah.
I know, Sarah. Why are you hiding from us today?
We're calling you out now.
Yeah.
Okay, so
up for it.
I'm going to share with you guys one thing that I did recently. I got to be on a Zoom call with, do any of y'all know the Leela Rose brand? Does that ring a bell?
No.
I bet Sarah would know Leela Rose. She's actually from Dallas, but she's been designing clothes for like 20 years, and her stuff is really expensive. I actually don't shop it very often for any of my clients, because it's so expensive. But she has a lower line that's called Pearl. Sorry, ladies, I'm actually laying in bed right now, resting my back. So she has another line called Pearl, and I really love Pearl. It's more inexpensive. And so I got invited to be on the Zoom call with her, and she did one that it said tea. It was like TEA, like you're drinking tea out of a teacup, tequila. And so I basically got on the Zoom and I made myself a tequila drink in a teacup. And it was like, I mean, I've mostly been just drinking wine, but I did a little bit more of an effort, and I got a pretty little pink cup, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I feel so fancy. You know, it was like, it's kind of the same thing I was talking about with clothes. It's a couple of small things, but it made a huge difference. So anyway, next time you guys need something and to feel extra fancy, y'all can do that with your girlfriends if you like tequila.
I'm laughing because came to my parents and we're staying in the casita, and there's 2 half gallons of Casamigos Reposado in the casita for me for 2 days.
Oh my God, they know you.
Oh, and you know my mom, she's over the top.
Well, you need to ask her if she can bring you a teacup out, because y'all are going to do teacup tequila.
Yeah, but you brought that up. So our anniversary was on the 25th, and we actually had the best anniversary ever. But we got out we have varying degrees of glasses, right? But we got out the ones that we actually used on our wedding day. And I did actually curl my hair. But it was fun. And we were actually grilling in the backyard, but we got out those glasses and had some nice champagne, and it did make me feel happier.
Yeah, it doesn't have to take much right now, just a little bit.
Which is also kind of refreshing.
It is. And you know what? I posted something like this the other day. I'm like, I've got to exercise my creative juices. So I've been doing more like home decor, party type things. And I'm not going anywhere, but it's like, I'm just like creating things to get excited about. And I don't know, again, it's something small, but I feel like it makes a big difference. So anyway. Well, you guys have been so sweet to join us on this. I hope you guys get a couple of ideas of some things that you can feel fancy at home. And if you do feel fancy, will y'all text me or Holly a photo?
Do you have a hashtag where we could tag you? Like a
Fancy at home, or it's going to be fancy at home.
stylish at home? No.
Yeah, you know what? I think that there are some. When I send out the email, I'll put that on there.
Okay.
Because I do that on one of my posts. I can't remember what it is, though.
Yeah, we need to pull you into that convo. Y'all, thank
Totally.
you. Elizabeth, you really are the best. So Wednesday, we're going to learn how to do buns. The following Wednesday, Leslie Moore is going to teach us how to sew buttons and hems.
What?
I knew you were gonna
That's
get-
amazing. I'm definitely doing that.
Yeah, so
Sure.
Elizabeth will get out the recap, the things that she's going to source in the recording. You actually had 28 people sign up for this, so you're always a very popular person. But y'all, thanks for Friday. I love everyone that's still on here. You're like some of my favorite humans. Have a
Here's
good
that.
And-
Have a good weekend.
Happy Mother's Day. Bye, y'all.
Bye, friends.
Bye.
Bye.